Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to yet another Incursio the Gamer Dungeons & Dragons quick build video. Today we have with us the Knight of Despair, the sword sharpened with Tears Rodion. Now, of course, I'm now using my phone as a recording device, as a mic. Best of luck to future me who's editing this. This is very experimental. We'll see if it works. Now, let's talk about Rodion. Rodion and Don Quixote, the Queen of Hatred version, were both Walpurgis Night IDs, and you cannot get them right now, but you will be able to shard them during the next Walpurgis Night when hopefully my glorious King Merceau gets his King of Greed identity. But that could also be Ryoshu, who knows. Let's talk about the ID though. Insane stats, great health, great defense, great attack stats, and an insane speed. She is the all-rounder. She is a menace to society. A sinking ID with Deep Tears as a unique charge, with Protecting Sword and Piercing Sword as two variations. Protecting Sword is a positive coin version where you gain Blessing. You gain Clash Power up and Protection, and it's very defense-oriented. However, with Piercing Sword, you gain Despair, damage up and power up, as well as when you have enough Tears Sharpened, 3 of them from using your defense, you can reuse a coin on that negative enhanced skill 3, which is like killing an infant child with the power of the palm of the sun in your hands, yada yada yada. I am too tired for this. College is really fun, I will say that. I'm not going out and partying. I'm inside making Dungeons & Dragons videos. So, let's talk about the D&D build. Female Bugbear Fighter 4 Wizard 2. Artificial Echo Knight because I don't have the real Echo Knight. But it's the exact same thing. I copied and pasted everything over. Don't tell D&D Beyond. Blade Singing Wizard, of course, as well. Let's talk about your stats. Dexterity Intelligence will be your highest, and Constitution's up next. You want all 3 of them to be really high. Strength, Wisdom, Charisma, dump them. You don't need them. Like, what are you doing here? I'm walking here. We need our Dexterity and Intelligence, after all. Walking Speed 30, Armor Class 16, Initiative 4, Hit Points 48. Hard to build a 250 HP unit when your Dexterity and Intelligence are already reaching 20, and you're only level 6. For saving throws, Strength and Con are proficiencies. However, what you're really going to see as a big number is Dex, Con, and Intelligence. Advantage to end or avoid the charm condition, of course, and 14 across the board for your passive senses, respectively. Dark Vision, 60 feet. Here are your proficiencies. Let's talk skills. Athletics and Insight are going to be your proficiencies with Rodion. Because, well, she is one of the sinners. Athletics, as she can wield a large axe just because she wants to. And Insight, being one of the sinners. She can also kind of figure out Dante's plans as they're working through the encounter. Intimidation, Perception, Performance, Stealth. I figure that may be more Lobotomy Corporation unit things. They all excel in their own little areas. They're pretty much mass-produced soldiers. They have some skills to them, you know? But let's talk our action. Rapier, that's going to be your main form of attack. 10 feet of reach because of Bugbear. You'll see why later. And a little bit of extra damage. You have your dash, disengage, dodge, grapple, shove, and of course, and your unarmed strike. But really, let's talk about our bonus actions. Now, unfortunately, both of them are bonus actions, but that makes sense. You can only have one active at a time. For Blessing, you have Blade Song. Bonus AC, bonus to Con, bonus to Concentration, bonus to Acrobatics, and your speed. This is basically just Defense 101. We love the Blade Song, and it is very straightforward. You are the tank of the group, just like the positive coin version of Knight of Despair Rodion is. Manifest Echo, on the other hand, is going to be the Despair version. Echo has an AC 17, 1 hit point, immunity to all conditions, and saving throws it uses yours. Of course, we love the Echo. It can do a lot of things, and it is a lot of damage. We'll talk about it in a quick little bit. It can teleport, and you have second wind as well. You also have 2-weapon fighting, but you have 1 weapon. For reaction, you have opportunity attack with your Echo and yourself, as well as shield. Basically, shield is your blessing with protection, and manifest Echo opportunity attack, you can hit from your Echo's position. Let's just call it, the Echo is pretty much all the other swords that are floating around you when you are using Piercing Sword instead of Protecting Sword, right? Let's talk other now. Surprise attack comes from Bugbear. It is basically sneak attack, but it's a flat 2d6 damage, which is still pretty good from a racial trait. Action Surge is nice. It gets better as you level up, of course. Arcane Recovery is nice, but you only get a combined level of 1. Lucky is great because, well, Knight of Despair Rodion. She always succeeds in her negative coin identity version. But it's going to be difficult to do that, mimic that in-game, so I decided to give her Lucky. Lucky's always going to be one of the, staples, one of the bread and butters of any D&D build. If you can have it, take it. Now, Manifest Echo attack. You can attack from originating from your swords, or your Echo in this case, and surprise attack is great, but you also have Unleash Incarnation. Your Echo can make an additional melee attack. You can use this as many times as your Constitution modifier, which is unfortunate because I only have 2 on this, but I will say that's just reusing the coin when you have enough Tears Sharpened. But yeah, that's pretty much it for your other stuff, because limited use, you've seen it all. It's all the same stuff. Let's talk spells now. Blade Ward, Booming Blade, and Sword Burst. Basically, Despair. You can use it an infinite amount of times, yada yada yada. But first level spells, Mage Armor and Shield. Now, these ones are going to be more blessing oriented. Of course, Shield and Armor are in the names. You gain protection and clash power and defense. It's all right here. But really, spells aren't really going to be your biggest touching point, as what you're really here for is going to be that Echo and that Blade Song. The Blade Song's nice, but once you get that Echo up, you're going to kill the enemy. Let's talk inventory. Rapier and Studded Leather. You really don't need Studded Leather, however, it is a nice addition to your AC, and it can get you up to AC 20 at level 6, which is really nice. Of course, you have your Dungeoneer's gear, which is pretty much the Lobotomy Corporation supplies, I guess. But you guys do that as you will. Talking features and traits now. So, for class features, you have Fighter, Perception, Insight, and Dueling is going to be your fighting style. A little bit of extra damage that comes from Despair. Second Wind, Action Surge, Echo Knight, of course. A lot of things that come with it, and Unleash Incarnations, a little performance damage. Ability score improvement, take the feat Lucky, naturally. For Wizard, you're going to want, of course, Blade Singing. That goes with Blessing. And you're going to take Rapier as your training in War and Song, and with the Blade Song, as much as you can get that intelligence up, you're going to want in stats. For species, Bugbear, you guys know everything about Bugbear, but Abyssal is the closest thing I could find to the Knight of Despair, and everything else, Long Limbed is great, Powerful Build is great, Sneaky is great, Surprise Attack's what you're really here for, though, with that extra 2d6 damage. Now, feats, Lucky, Savage Attacker from the background, of course, very straightforward, very simple. Talking the background, speaking of which, Soldier. Of course, as a member of the Lobotomy Corporation, you are mass-produced. Constitution and Dexterity score increases, naturally. Chaotic Neutral I see as Rodion. She's a female with deep blue eyes, medium size, about 6 foot, and 140 some odd pounds. As I see her, she is tall. There's no way she's going to be 12 pounds, like Don Quixote. Age, early 30s, pale skin, brown hair, and she is a Lobotomy Corporation unit this time around. Add whatever you want to personality traits, notes, extras, etc., etc. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be the basically Knight of Despair Rodion build. Of course, syncing ID in-game, you should absolutely shard her. I would personally say maybe even top 3 unit, because I really like the Lord of Hongren, Honglu, and I also really like, of course, Heisho Faust. I'm putting them 1 and 2 respectively, and Knight of Despair is going to be 3rd in my book. However, Don Quixote, Queen of Hatred, I am a bigger fan of her than I ever have been for Knight of Despair, because, you know, ice cream, beach volley burr. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this video. It has been a pleasure to make one with an actual mic this time, or something of a mic. But yeah, I will see you all in the next one in future videos, and hope you all enjoyed. Goodbye and good night. I'll see you in the next one.